Hello everybody, video here for you today. This is the No Cap recap of The Curse of Oak Island, Season 12, Episode 14, called Sinking In, originally aired March 4th, 2025. If you missed any of my recaps of previous episodes, there's a link to my Oak Island playlist in the upper right. Let's get into it. Previously, on The Curse of Oak Island, people have been looking for an incredible treasure for 230 years. In the Money Pit area, the TB1 Caisson was started in the previous episode. Within the circle, it shows the highest gold content in the water below 100 feet. At 95 feet, 3 feet above a suspected tunnel, the Caisson pressure goes way down, indicating disturbed soil or a cavity. In the northern part of the swamp below Tom Nolan's road, excavation is continuing. Alex and Katja Drayton find numerous pieces of pottery, eventually filling up that bag to over half full. Billy does not uncover any more of the cobble path, so Rick calls the excavation since they will need a second permit for deeper digging. They already have a permit for the area north of this spot and Tom's Road, which Rick had said they were going to dig first, but they dug south of the road first. The TB1 Caisson begins to bring up short timbers, more indicative of a tunnel than anything else. Scott points out a dowel in one of them after Gary detects no metal fasteners. Gary notices these etch marks in the wood and likens them to similar ones found elsewhere in the Money Pit and the U-shaped structure in Smith's Cove. In 2018, the team dammed up Smith's Cove and excavated. In addition to several new finds, they uncovered the U-shaped structure originally found by Dan Blankenship in 1971. The wood that made up the U-shaped structure had Roman numerals on them, likely used as a guide for putting the structure together. Narrator Robert Clotworthy reminds us that among the things that the team expects to find in the Money Pit area is the chapel vault. The drill bit of early searcher William Chappell pierced what he believed to be a wooden vault covered with concrete. When he pulled the drill bit up, it had gold flakes and a piece of parchment with the letters VI on it. In the war room are researchers John Edward and 32nd degree Freemason Scott Clark. Apologies to both gentlemen, because both of these images capture them mid-blink. Having continued to research a series of 5 books, John noticed a similarity between the recently found brick and slate structure in the swamp to a square within a square and a line drawn to the approximate spot it was in. This map was drawn by hand in the book after it was published. He and Scott believed that the set of books contained clues and ciphers, including this one that mentions the name of John Eason, a member of the oldest Freemason lodge in Canada in Annapolis Royal. The city of Annapolis Royal is 62 miles northwest of Oak Island and was originally settled by the French in 1605. The lodge was established in 1738. The lodge contained a painting of what many call a Crusader tent, also called a Templar tent by others. It was later adopted by Freemasons. When the Knights Templar were officially disbanded in 1312, their assets were given to the Knights Hospitaller, who would later become the Knights of Malta. One of the books also has an added later cross and the word Malta written below it, next to mentions of the temples of Solomon and Jerusalem. Another page has the cross and a menorah drawn under it. On lot 5, Gary checks the spoils piles, and Gary points to not the dark rock or the white rock, but something in between them.
Whoa!
It's this large copper nail. Copper nails were used on ships, so rust would not be an issue. Gary says he has found copper nails before on Florida's Treasure Coast that connected to 16 and 1700 shipwrecks. He also finds a smaller one that in this image looks roughly the same size, but trust me, it's smaller. Blacksmith Carmen Legg visits the Oak Island lab again to give his opinion on those nails. He says they're sheathing tacks and are used for attaching sheathing to the underside of ships. Carmen also says that if they had extra on a ship, they could of course been used for other things as well. He wants to know if it has lead or arsenic in the composition, and fortunately, archaeometallurgist Emma has already run an X-ray fluorescent scan on it, revealing lead. Based on that, he Carmen dates it 1720 to 1760. Jack says it could be related to the Knights of Malta. It is not mentioned in this episode, but that would also fit the William Phipps timeline. Marty visits the wash plant located in the uplands of Smith's Cove, and Charles presents some findings. This piece of leather is suspected to be from a shoe due to the spacing of the holes. This piece of concrete was also found. I would assume it would be compared to other very old concrete found on the island. Back in the Money Pit area, the TB1 Caisson encounters something very difficult to cut through, but eventually it does, and oscillating goes much easier at 160 feet below the surface. Alex asks his dad, Marty, if he is feeling the tremors occasionally. Marty says no. Alex says that he just did. At that moment, the equipment starts shaking and is shut down. Rock equipment owner Vanessa Lucido takes a look and sees that much of the soil that should be on the outside of the caisson has caved in. She further says that she expected some caving, but this much is more than she's comfortable with. This episode aired 6 years and a few days after the one in 6 and 6 that contained the collapse while doing the H8 caisson. This episode ends with the team pushing backfill under the oscillator to try to fill the empty space and the voids below that are causing the collapsing. We'll have to wait until the next episode to find out if the TB1 caisson is done or not. Next time on an all-new The Curse of Oak Island episode airing March 11th, 2025 at 9 p.m. Eastern, called Channeling the Solution. New pathways discovered in the swamp suggest more activity took place on the island than ever believed. And after professional analysis, a gemstone uncovered on Lot 5 has the team believing that someone with great wealth was on the island before the discovery of the Money Pit. March 18th's episode is called Open Sesame. Spirits are high, and the Fellowship is more hopeful than ever as the team digs into Aladdin's cave. And the March 25th episode is called Boots on the Ground, which is often said by Rick and others in the show, but I do not have a synopsis for that one yet. I'll be continuing the Curse of Oak Island recaps as new episodes air late Tuesday nights. I'll also continue Season 8 retro no-cap recaps. All of the other episodes and seasons are done in my Oak Island playlist. I'm also very slowly doing retro no-cap recaps of Seasons 2 through 4 of The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch. Seasons 1 and 5 are done, and those are in the Skinwalker Ranch playlist. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe, like, and comment. Sempre avanti.